Hi everyone. So as I was sitting down to record this general channel message, I got this intuitive hit that there's someone that you're not that familiar with that is envious of you. And I do want to specify it's envy, it's not jealousy, right? It's something they don't have that they see in you, or they see that you possess, that you have in some way, that they are envious of. And it's, again, the word I'm getting is familiar. So you may have known them for an extended period of time, but you aren't close to them at all, or you aren't anymore, but you're aware of each other and there's some sort of like connection to each other. Like I feel and I see that there's like, because the way I'm picturing is like you here and then them like further away, and then like gossiping with someone, so they're somewhere further away, right? It feels like a physical distance, but that I feel like that could be represented like they're always physically somehow within your vicinity, whether you have like strict boundaries up or they're like literally somewhere further away, but you're always like within some sort of familiar extended circle. And this feels like you're aware of this, or you have this feeling, so this is just validating this feeling, right? And the person that they're speaking to feels more connected to like other people or you directly. The other people meaning those people are more connected to you. And so, long story short, what I'm saying is that them speaking to another person about you is going to change the way that that person, so like we have the speaker, the envious speaker, to the spoken to, right? So when the envious speaker speaks to the one who's being spoken to, they're going to realize, like the one who is spoken to is going to realize whether it's because they're directly connected to you or because they tell someone else, or the other people just like mention you in some way, something positive about you that triggers inside the person that was spoken to like this awareness that it's envy, and that person's in the wrong, and it's going to shift the way that they see things about you. It's changing something within the dynamics of that relationship because that other person envy is getting in the way. You see? Hope that makes sense. I'm getting 2 channeled songs. I'm going to link them below. The feeling that I'm getting about the songs though is the majority of you, it's going to be something very subtle. The message that comes through in the song is going to be something subtle. So whether it's something within the music video, so you would have to watch it, and it's like subtle in the sense that you would have to watch the video to like get the message, right? If you just look at the title or something, or just like listen to the song, then maybe you wouldn't get it because the music video might be different. It could be like the numbers, right? So like how many views, how many comments, something like that. And it would be a subtle intuitive hit to like look up the angel numbers or something, right? It would be something very like small like that, where it's not going to be glaringly obvious until it becomes obvious, right? You get it? So there's that. Now what I'm getting is, I guess because it may be different for everyone, but the image I'm kind of being shown is the difference between the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. And 10 of Swords in like a negative aspect. Like sometimes to me the 10 of Swords can be, it's like good but imbalanced good, like it's like too much of a good thing, right? Like to where it feels like you can't handle it, that kind of stuff. But the 10 of Swords, I feel it feels like isolated, it feels like blocked, it feels just like kind of spinning tires, you know? This feeling like, okay, I think I said enough about that for right now. I'm gonna get back to it because they're saying like that's where you are. The 10 of Cups is where you're gonna go, right? The 10 of Cups meaning harmony, which means there's other players in this connection, where there's people that are giving giving assistance and you receiving this assistance and accepting assistance. This is feeling balanced, right? And I'm seeing even karmic balance. So it's karmic justice. So it's like karma, like good karma coming to you, and you being able to effectively accept each piece, right? And then they're showing me like a fruit basket, and you have a very big fruit basket, and it's not too heavy, it's not too full. You have enough where you can accept each one, and it doesn't feel like you have to like carry too much, right? And then they're showing me the 10 of Wands. They're showing me a specific card that I have where they're holding, they're carrying watermelons and then they're trying to go up a hill. So it's like heavy, right? This one's not, it's not heavy. You're happy about this. Okay, so then they're interrupting all of this and kind of setting it to the side to return to this. And they're saying, two things. They're saying you'll go further if you stop trying as hard. So don't micromanage, because it's gonna stunt the creative flow. And then they're showing me an image of me from my past in California. And when I feel California with this particular context, is this feeling of like longing. And then they show like bubble letters of California. They're not showing me the Hollywood sign. There's like a bubble letters of California. And they're also showing it in the sense of like, you know, like kind of like the California dream, you know, it's like easy going, sun shining, great weather all the time, you know, maybe not literally right now, but it's like all of those kinds of ideas you get about California and the golden roads, you know, and just like even like luxury, like a luxurious kind of life, or even just like enriched, like it's very enriching. And I'm talking about like obviously like the positive kind of ways you can view California, right? Or it's like the positive way you can kind of look at the innocent way you can look at Hollywood, right? And fame and stuff like that. There's some sort of feeling that's like connected to that, right? Some sort of acknowledgement or something, and like easygoing type of lifestyle. And then like specifically with California, they're showing me, so like a couple years ago, one of my cousins was having a baby shower, so I flew me and my family out to go to this baby shower. And then ever since then, I haven't really kept in contact with them. So it like slowly trickled off, and I haven't really like kept in contact with people. So they're showing this as like ghosting, sort of like I didn't ghost them, but that's kind of the message that they're trying to convey. So I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be getting. Hopefully this would already make sense to you with me describing all of that, like why I'm getting this stuff with regards to this image. So I don't know if something to do with your past, being ghosted, or trickled of a conversation or something like that. The California dream, or even the song California Dream. And I'm not specifically getting it, so I'm not going to link that below. That would be very specific to someone, like super specific. So then I would have already said it, so it doesn't matter. Something like that. But anyway, they're pointing that out, and then they're like, it's almost like a pin needle where it's like all the way like to the precise of the pin needle of all the like darker aspects, maybe not all of it, but some of the darker aspects of fame, of the hustle and bustle of life, of like California living, like all these kinds of things that kind of come with the territory, right? Or not necessarily come with the territory, but the vulture kind of tendency that's around that. And then, you know, it's kind of like they're describing, so there are like good people, there are like, you know, people who desire in a different way, I guess. What are you trying to say? because of what you seek, there's some sort of vampiric energy, or like, you know, vulture type of energy that's it's going to naturally attract, which can kind of go back, kind of an example of whomever this is that's envious of you. It's like when you are kind of tuned in to what it is that you want, or your purpose, or what you're, you know, just focused on, then it's going to naturally attract people who lack that within themselves, or just don't really want to see that happen. They just don't like that, you know. So they're saying, your guys are saying to be aware of this, because you can, it's like almost like you can trick yourself into not realizing you're almost matching that vibration from a different instrument, right? Like it would be the same tune with a different instrument, in the sense that you can hyper focus. It's like the whole thing of stunting your creative flow because you're trying to micromanage whatever it is that's happening. Like, let's say you lost your job. This is not a predictive thing. This is something that would have already, is like you. So if you lost your job, I'm just trying to think of an example that's like coming to me. So it's like you no longer have that, but then now, instead of perceiving it as bare freedom, then you're looking at it in a way where it's like you're still hanging on to that past job, when this is opening doors to things that you really want to pursue and have more time to do things that you really want to do with your time. All right. Or if it's a relationship or something, then it's like, again, this freedom. There's something to do with freedom here, and how there's, let me get clear on this. What I'm feeling is there's some sort of, I don't even know if it's loss, but I'm posing it as loss. But it's like, it just feels like, it feels like a mountainous terrain. So it's like something difficult. And then focusing on the difficulty of that task or whatever it is not allowing you to perceive the good that's coming from this occurring. It's like clouding your perception with it. It's like, I think a better, like less extreme example would be, I guess, if we go to the beginning, because it feels like creative. So that's why I'm like, is this couple messages or the same? I don't really want to confuse you guys. Hopefully I'm not. It's like, okay, so like, let's say you're a knitter. Okay, so you're like knitting something, right? And you're like, have this beautiful grand idea of this like pattern, but then, you know, it keeps just like, you keep running out of yarn, it keeps messing up a little bit. So you're like focusing when the vision is actually changed, right? Like that original vision got you to like the template of what you started. But now if you could just think, oh, no, it's not even thinking about it. It's like, okay, stop focusing on that. You know, stop trying to get something to work that's clearly not working for a reason. Like your guides are trying to come through and be like, hey, grab that purple string, like let's yarn and let's keep going. like see where it leads you. And so it creates a different picture, right? Better than you had originally imagined, but you're going with the flow, right? You're not damming the water up, right? Because it's going to find a way in, right? The water's going to find a trickle in, meaning you're going to keep going. You're going to keep churning and turning that wheel, but it's going to end up flooding somewhere else. It's going to end up kind of making a bigger mess than it needs to be, right? Because you're going to be spending your time going to the store. You're going to be doing all these kinds of things that are devoted to the way that you had strictly adhered your vision to, which it's a good thing to have, but sometimes you have to have that flexibility, right? You have to, the whole thing is it's a creative project. So let it kind of take its own nature, right? Take its own form. And so now you going to the store and all this means you can't have dinner. So you have to go, do all, it's like, see, it's wasting time when this is, it's robbing you of that, the joy and the flexibility and the freedom of creativity and excitement of what kind of comes from that, right? It's like getting back to the basics. And then the envious person is like, someone in your knitting circle, not even in your knitting circle, it's like someone at the farmer's market that also sells their knitting stuff. I don't know. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. So basically, like, the biggest message they're getting is that you're very much in this masculine energy. And they want to point this out where sometimes when I do readings, I don't even know if the people are, male, female, like gender, I guess. It doesn't really matter, but it's like people who are in their masculine energy that are like imbalanced, there's usually a message, and it varies in the degrees of how it wants to come through, as like very important, of romanticizing your life, right? Bringing in more of that feminine nature to your life, where you're creative, you're birthing, right? You're giving birth to creativity, you're receptive, all of these kinds of things. And they're even pointing out, when I said romanticize your life, it literally pulled me out, like, into the ethers, like space ethers, like far, and it just kept going, right? And how it's like that intertwining, like they're showing thread, and the intertwining of you and spirit, like you and creation, you and God, and how that in itself is so romantic. Like you being here, you perceiving the things that you do, like your existence alone is already so romantic. So to be aware of this, and I believe that what they're saying is, in that awareness, like in that, it's like being mindful of this, right? Like the mindful awareness of this is going to actually take your focus off what it is that you're fixated on, to whatever degree it is. And it's going, that's the key, if not one of the keys, that will help let that dam, clear up and let the water flow. Let that, the answers and communication come through of what the next steps are. And it's not necessarily about what the next steps will be. Like it kind of like militaristic. It's not like, obviously not like that, but I just want to be clear, because when they say next steps, it feels like I'm seeing a long step and there's like flowers overgrown on the sides and moss coming up in some of the cracks. It's like very old stairs, step by step, and they're just like so long and so like wide. It's just so nice, like very zen. And it's this feeling like just being so present and so peaceful and happy. And they're bringing it to the 10 of Cups. Like that's the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is that harmony, that family, that community. Like you don't need anything more. And what you have, it's like they're showing water jumping from all the cups, right? So it's like circulating. So it's like, again, that concept, it feels very much like heaven on earth, right? The concept of not needing anything because you have. There's not even a need to give because there's no lack, right? And then they're showing, when I said that, then they're showing like real life, like you right now, it's like real life. And they're saying there's an advice here of where can you give and forgive. They're saying give, forgive. And that's, forgiving is also to give. That's what they're saying. So it's like you're giving energy, like light energy by forgiving. And then also by giving, it's like where is there stagnant energy around you? And that stagnancy is you holding on to things that you could freely give, that is actually going to help bring in more like fresh energy in. So that's important here too. So let me just pull a card. Hopefully that was a clear reading for you guys. I tried to kind of say it in a way that makes sense. Spread your wings. Don't hold back right now. The timing is perfect. You're ready to soar. Archangel Ariel. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Archangel Sandalphon. And I'm going to show you, because I had a feeling, so maybe I'm going to stop right here. I had a feeling Ariel was going to come through again. So maybe if you feel prompted to look into Archangel Ariel. So it says, prosperity. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. So that is what I see for you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.